Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Zach, aka Keith39 here, bringing you another NFL Thursday Night Showdown. I have a pretty straightforward game, so it shouldn't be too long of a video here. Um, Between the Cardinals and the Saints, pretty low total once again, but hopefully this should be at least a little better than the last couple primetime games we've had. So, so I'll start with the Saints side. Most expensive player, Alvin Kamara, elite play here. His usage has gotten back to what we want to see from Alvin Kamara. Last 3 games, 19, 23, 15 carries, 9 targets, 6 targets, 7 targets. We just saw Kenneth Walker have a very, very strong game against them. I think that best play by a mile on the Saints. But they're pretty straightforward offense, for other than the Taysom Hill factor. I guess straightforward is definitely the wrong choice of word, especially considering we don't know who's starting at quarterback today. So, but yeah, they want to play through Alvin Kamara. It doesn't matter if they're up, down. He's going to be a elite play. Moving on to quarterback, it's came out to Andy Dalton is expected to start. I don't have much interest. He's fine. 9.4 for a QB is solid. But you see, he doesn't have the ceiling because, one, they want to run the ball. 2, they're going to play Taysom Hill like at the goal line. So, and honestly, Taysom Hill is what kind of kills Kamara's upside. That's not scoring touchdowns because they just bring in Taysom Hill when they get close to the goal line, and somehow, even though they know it's going to be a run with him, they still don't stop it. So, Dalton is in play. Just I don't have too much interest. Chris Olave is the scary play for me. I don't know what I'm doing with him yet, for the sole reason is I don't love this matchup for him. But it's kind of like, if you remember, whatever the slate is that the Cowboys played, Michael Gallup's price was terribly mispriced. He's chalked because of it. But he had to face Darius Slay the entire game, and that's kind of known that it'd be like that. So it's kind of the similar situation where the Cardinals have sneakily dominated against elite receivers. Like, look at the Seahawks. I know this firsthand because I played 2 of them. Metcalf 2 for 34, Lockett for 2 for 17. The Eagles, AJ Brown got shut down, 3 for 32. Devon hit 10 for 87. So there's a lot of those low $8 routes that had it. That's how he got there. DJ Moore had like 3 for 50 or something. Another big shutdown here was Cooper Kupp, 4 for 44. This was another one that I played. I played Devontae Adams, 2 for 12 and a touchdown. So I feel like that this could be another one of those trap spots where Chris Olave is a 9K player, priced at 7.4. I do like him for the sole fact that he has to get targets. They don't have much going for them at the health, or from a health perspective. But yeah, he's kind of the one that he's kind of the make or break for me on the slate for my builds. Or I have yet to decide that one. But he's a fine play just because he's so terribly priced. Moving on to Traquan. So the Saints kind of run the similar way that, if you guys remember the Rams in the past, where they like have like a specific backup for each player. It seems like Traquan Smith is the backup for Jarvis Landry. Marquise Callaway is the backup for Michael Thomas, and then Kirkwood, I guess, would be the backup for Olave, but it would be Callaway if wasn't for Michael Thomas being hurt, I'm guessing. But yeah, so I think Traquan's a fine play. He's going to be way lower end than he probably should operating as a slot receiver. But yeah, like he's definitely priced a lot higher than he should be for his results. But I think he makes for a fine GPP play. Ingram, no thanks unless you're playing GPPs and rooting for a 2 touchdown game. So he's playing like 30% of snaps. I guess he's fine for GPPs. Don't think I'm going to go there. Marquise Callaway, Another one way too low price. When you look at these snap counts, you're probably going to see this like at least 70% of snaps at 4.8. Yeah, just kind of same bit. Like me, I'll play him over the kickers just because we all know that's what I do, and then I regret it later. Um, yeah, nothing sexy about the pick, but definitely viable to score a touchdown and play a lot of snaps. So yeah, he's fine. Les, great play. I'm not going to say much more about that. Saints defense, I don't like them, but they're in play because Kyler Murray does take sacks, but they're pretty banged up, so I just don't have interest there. Jawan Johnson, I really like as a punt. We're just seeing him be mediocre. He's a massive body that's going to score touchdowns at some point. He just has to with how big and athletic he is. I've pointed this out earlier. He's an elite tight end athlete. Was a fine college producer, nothing great, but he did play wide receiver in college, also worth noting, and not tight end. He's gonna play. Adam Troutman is not gonna play in this one, so you're probably gonna see him in this 80% range for sure. And then JP Holtz is the other tight end too that's gonna get some snaps, but he'll just be a blocker for the most part. So yeah, I think a 3K is an elite punt, and he becomes even more of an elite play if Matt Prater were to miss. They signed Amendola, I believe, and he's not on the slate, so like two kickers might not even be an option on this one. And if that's the case, then Jawan Johnson is by far the punt play. Yeah, and I guess Shaheed is kind of like a gadget guy. Wouldn't play it. Don't play him unless you're playing 150 lineups. Because even with Olave out, he played 9 snaps. So don't expect him to. He might not even play a snap tonight. Over to Arizona, I much prefer targeting Arizona. They have a lot more guys in play for me. Whereas the Saints probably have 2-3 guys that I'll have interest in total. So the Kyler Murray, probably best play on the slate. He gets Hopkins back. Does lose Marquise Brown, but it's kind of going to be a wash. Hopkins is a better player, so if anything, he does get a boost. Yeah, best play on the slate, and the whole Call of Duty narrative comes into play again with the new one coming out soon, which is kind of funny, but I'm not going to read into it. His record's bad, but even like in games he's playing bad, he's going to get you 20 points. So probably number one overall play on the slate to me. I love DeAndre Hopkins here. No Marshawn Lattimore. We just saw Jamar Chase go nuclear against them. I kind of think he comes in here and just dominates this game right away. He's going to be fresh. Elite play to me. Like I'm pretty much flocking in all three of Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and Alvin Kamara. There's enough value on the slate that I feel fine to do it. Big news on the slate is James Conner hasn't practiced, so I'm going to guess he does not play. If he plays, no interest in any running backs. If he misses, is playable from a snap count and usage rate. Last week he played 87% of snaps. I do think it would probably come down a little bit, but either way, like he's priced cheap enough where he's definitely in play. It's not a very good matchup, but a guy that's going to catch passes and play 90% of snaps, I have no issue going there. Zach Ertz, always a boring play. He's kind of like kickers to me, but I definitely have more interest there. He's just getting 10 targets a game. He's not going to catch anything very long, but like you can't argue these results. He scored double digits at every single game this year. Yeah, so no issue with Zach Ertz. Kind of a boring play, but a very elite boring play. Rondell Moore, I love Rondell Moore here. Banged up secondary, as we talked about earlier. He's gonna get these low A-dot routes. He's probably gonna get carries too, especially if James Conner misses. They just want to get him the ball. they use this high draft pick on him for a reason. He's playing an elite snap rate. Yeah, 99% of snaps last game. And the trade for Robbie Anderson won't factor into him at all, even if he plays. So yeah, he's just going to play a ton of snaps, get those for short touches. So love Rondon Moore here. They added him into. I swear I just looked right before I got on here. He wasn't on the slate. Yeah, I guess Robbie Anderson. I would not. He's not in play unless you want to play 150 lines. Play him in one, hoping for a long touchdown. I doubt he plays at all. If he does play, it won't be very many snaps. So, no interest there. Cardinals defense is fine. No thanks. So, kicker's always in play. AJ Green is in play, as gross as it is. He's running a route on a lot of plays. Yeah, 70% pretty much every game, except the one he got hurt. Yeah, perfectly fine play to me. 2.6, so cheap. He does typically get a couple of red zone targets a game. So this secondary is banged up. I think he's a very strong punt. McBride in play. Keontae Ingram is interesting if you think that he could get up to 35% or even like 30% of snaps. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what McBride was at. Yeah, it'll be around 30. Yeah, but Ingram is in play. I do expect his snap count to jump a little bit at least. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. As always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Later.